Hello, hello, hello. This is Tina Michelle of Tina Speaks. Thank you and welcome to another week of fascinating, fantastic conversations. I'm here with a legend today. His name is Michael Collier, and if you don't know him, you will. I can't imagine you not knowing him unless you have lived under a rock. But he's here in studio today, and we're talking about comedy, movies, entertainment, everything. So when we get back, I want you to tell people right now, get a pen, piece of paper, tweet it, Facebook it, tell them Michael Collier is on rmconair.com, and we'll be right back here on Tina Speaks.
Is a warrior's chant, the sound of the battle, the cry, a movement of people. This is our way to freedom. I'm a solution, movement of people.
Okay, we're in studio here on Tina Speaks with Michael Collier. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. How are you today?
I'm fantastic.
Nice.
I watch him on he's actually our studio mate, right? We're
Yes,
studio
we
mates.
are. We share a fabulous studio.
Yeah, that's right. So I watch him every Monday.
Every Monday from 3 until 4:30. It's the Michael Collier Morning Show. I get up late.
Yes. I was actually talking about that the other day. Someone said he has a morning show. I said, actually, it's an afternoon show because he gets up late.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that's morning for me. You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
So how do you like doing your show?
I love my show. I love my radio show. I love my co-hosts are fantastic. I'm sort of saying that because I'm in love with one of them. But my co-hosts are fantastic. I have a crew that works with me, Team Collier, who are on point. So we get really excellent guests. You know, the studio is bright and airy. Plus every now and then I can sneak me a little pit bull.
That's
get
right.
my energy
Get
up.
your energy way up. Got to drink that pit bull.
Yeah, it's. I think it's really great. It's a great format, and you know, so far they're giving me the freedom to go ahead and do me. You know, and so they don't restrict me, and I can do my thing here. So I look forward to it. I wouldn't miss it under any circumstances.
Awesome. But you've had this long, illustrious career that most people, they know your face. They try to place you sometimes. I kept saying, I've seen him, and I think I saw him in this movie. I think I've seen him here.
It's long. I don't know about illustrious, but it's been long.
Like, if you can have sustainability in Hollywood, it's illustrious.
It is true. I am happy and blessed that I'm still relevant.
Yes.
After all these years,
Yes.
you know, so I get to do so many different things, and all I do is what I love to do. So all I do is I talk, you know. People pay me to talk.
Yeah,
you know, I can tell
right?
jokes. I can do it as motivational speaking. I can do it as acting. I can do it in animation, and all I have to do is just talk stuff, and it's fabulous.
And get paid to do it.
And get paid and loved. You know, that's also what's important, because I love what I do. I wouldn't do a thing just to get the money, you know. I do it because it gives my heart something extra to throb about. And if you do what you love, then God is your supply anyway.
That's right.
You know? Yeah.
You know what we always say on the show, because I'm a life coach, in case you didn't know. So we come from a life coaching perspective, which means do it now. Don't wait. Do it now.
See?
So the thing that you would do without getting paid to do is usually where your profit center is. That's usually where your passion point is. So I always ask my clients, what would you do if no one was watching and no one paid you? What would you do anyway? And right there is probably the key to your destiny and your purpose.
It is, because that's me. If I could still eat regularly and live decently, I wouldn't have to be paid. I could do what I do forever. You know, because I just love doing it. I can't wait to get to it every day. You know, I'm always in more projects than I can even handle. I'm on 10 projects now. And
10 projects.
Yeah, and I can't handle all. But you know, you have to be careful what you ask for, because spirit is a powerful thing, and spirit doesn't do judgment. It just listens and responds. So whatever you send into the universe is what you're going to get. So if you say, this is what I want, this is what I want. So I worked my whole life to get busy. So I'm not complaining about my business. I'm way busy now, you know, and I'm very happy about it. But I'm dancing as fast as I can.
That's awesome. I'm really happy. Where were you born and raised?
Chicago. Southside?
You South Side?
Project. I'm coming home, 4352 South State, Apartment 909.
You're in Chicago. Chicago guy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I love Chicago. I still maintain my mother's home there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In Chi-Town.
Yep, Chi-Town. You know, and I'm putting together, I'm doing a music video I'm creating to talk about this black-on-black violence, and it's most prevalent in my town of Chicago.
Oh, my gosh. What did I read just
14,
yesterday?
15 a week.
Just yesterday, they said kids were playing in the park, 13 shot. Did you read that?
13 people?
13 people.
Wow.
13 people in Chicago.
That's why it's important is that what I'm doing to try to talk about it. We have organizations in Chicago that's in place that we're trying to get out here and have meetings and talk to people. And if I could just remind my people of our greatness. So we forget that we're great and that we come from kings and queens, and because of that, we have a reason to hate each other and to fight each other. You know.
Well, it's by design.
Yeah. It's definitely it's not an accident. It's absolutely.
It is not an accident.
By design,
It is by design. So, well, I've already seen the framework. So I sort of freestyle. So as I'm listening to you, I'm going, there's probably a lot of conversations we could have.
Oh yeah.
A lot of conversations that would be very meaningful to the audience.
Yeah, I love Chicago though, and I just want to say that we will stand for it. And I stand with Minister Tony Muhammad and Reverend Alfredi here in Los Angeles, who does a peace march.
Upfest. I'm part of Upfest.
Each week, and yeah.
It's awesome.
And
we have them coming to Compton High School on Thursday. They're my guests to talk to the children.
Really?
Yes, they are my invited guests
nice.
at Compton High School. So they came on the show and they told me everything they were doing. This room was filled with low riders, Harley riders,
Yes.
solo riders.
Yes.
And I'm just like, that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life, because the kids need to see a different representation of greatness and coolness.
And for your listeners who don't know what we're talking about, that it is a freedom ride, a peace ride every last Sunday of the month. And so hundreds of lowriders, hundreds of motorcycles, Crips, Bloods, Hispanic brothers, everybody riding together through all the neighborhoods to speak about peace.
Do you ride?
No, I do not.
Okay, so how do you go? What do you do? Just ride with somebody?
No, I meet them at the end. I mean, at the end when they come to the park.
At the finish.
I'm
That's
in
what
the
I'm going
park
to do. I
and I
don't feel
walk
bad.
up on the stage.
I don't feel bad. The next one is the 29th of September, as a matter of fact.
Yay.
And I'm excited, but it's supposed to be actually this Sunday. They rescheduled it, so for those of you who are following this conversation with me, upfest.org, rescheduled LA, the 29th.
Nice.
That's right.
It's an amazing thing to do. And I just want to say that he sends out the message that we have to remember to quit fighting each other. We're so upset about Trayvon Martin, and we are so upset about Trayvon Martin, but that type of injustice happens to us all the time.
Every day.
The time. It's not brand new at all. But we're so upset because it was someone who was not of his same color. But the truth is, blacks are killing blacks at an alarming rate. And that's something that we really have to speak to as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, I'm glad you're part of the organization. That means we're family, because on October 25th, I get to host with some of the illustrious guests there and talk to our children.
Nice.
And I'm very, very excited about that. I love that organization. I think what they're doing is great.
I love anybody who
And I'm
stands
going to
for the
fake it. I'm
people.
just letting you guys know. I have not had one Harley lesson yet. So when you see me on the bike, I'm just posing. And then we get off, get in the car, go to the site, get out, and pose again. So I haven't had my lesson yet. I'm still waiting.
I used to ride bikes, and I crashed one once, and that ended my journey.
Your
on
journey.
bikes.
What about,
I
are you going to get in a
plenty.
lowrider? We can bounce in the car,
If someone invites me in, I'll get in a lowrider.
I might
and
have to
bounce
work on
about,
that.
or I'll just ride over my ride and meet y'all at the
you
end
meet
and come
us
up on
at the end.
stage
That's
and
not
do
fair.
my
That's not
thing.
fair.
You know?
That's not fair.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you could do that. You could do that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're part of Upfest, and now we see more similarities. And the community is very connected. It's very similar, and we find out that we are actually connected by one thing, which is our humanity every single day. And that's a beautiful thing. We're going to take a quick break here on Tina Speaks. We'll be right back with Michael Collier. He's in the studio live.
Right.
Lottie Dottie, who rocks the party? It gotta be a woman and she don't bother nobody. She's raw, close, she's greatest in the NA. You better come correct, let's get it straight. out the gate.
Okay, we're back. That was the wonderful, wonderful Tanina Sugar T. In case you didn't know, her new project is out, and I'm bumping it everywhere that I go. And you got to hear the new single, Unbreakable.
Bumpity bump.
That song right there is called I'm a Woman, of course. She is a woman. She's all woman. We play that.
Are they called I'm a Woman or just Woman?
Woman.
Woman,
But that
yeah.
was Shaka Khan in the back, who's, the legendary.
I love Shaka Khan.
I love my Shaka.
Shaka.
And she looks fabulous. I saw her.
She looks
her
amazing.
60th birthday was a 60th birthday.
She looks amazing.
I said, oh man, she lost the whole Shaka.
And can sing, yeah. And still can sing.
She can blow.
She can
Tearing
sing.
it up. I love
Yeah.
me some Shaka
Yeah,
Khan.
me too.
Love her. So okay, we're gonna go and we're gonna bring it back. You're in Chicago.
We're back, and we're black.
That's right. We're
Okay.
back. We're here with Michael Collier, and this is
Mike Kelly, world famous,
Speaks.
world renowned, often talked about, alleged comedian, gentleman, and scholar, intellectual giant of the pool of mental midgets and connoisseur of fine haberdashery. Now, what
What he said, the poor, the mental midget, and connoisseur of fine haberdashery.
Connoisseur of fine haberdashery.
I love it. That's one of my favorite
Can they
words.
see my Obama watch from here? Can they see my Obama
Obama?
watch? Can you see it right
That's
there?
right.
Obama watch. Get that Obama watch. Bam!
Got it.
That's him right there, y'all.
That's
Just
your
want y'all-
Obama watch.
Yeah, I stand
fine
tall.
haberdashery.
I stand tall for Mr. Obama, y'all.
That's
we
right.
got to stand for him. The masses have tricked us into not giving him any love anymore, Especially you get the Uncle Toms coming out the woodwork like Tavis and Cornell, who are supposed to be intellectual, but clearly they're idiots. And what happens is the masses aren't correct. They just loud. That's all. And if somebody's loud enough,
And they're not even
then
the
other
masses,
people get
though.
quiet and
the
step back.
They're like the top 3 to 5% who actually have a mic.
Right, they actually have the power to be
They actually have a mic.
So they run all the stations and all the shows, and they brainwashing people and making folks think that Mr. Obama's not doing a great job. They thought they had him with the Syria thing. Whew, that was a close call, though.
Yeah.
But he got out. That was close.
But he would.
He's a man.
And what really bothers me is when he makes the final decision and everybody's happy with the final decision. And Ryan knows, our engineer that's sitting here, that I love him so much because he tolerates all my changes all the time. But at the last minute, someone has to take credit for his decision. I hear this whole thing. Well, John McCain gave him advice about how to handle the situation.
No, John Kerry.
I'm like, I think they said John McCain, like Arizona Republican John McCain.
No.
Or was it John Kerry?
No, Kerry came in and made a statement, about, if Syria won't have to show their things. If they show what they said they was going to do, we won't have to kill them and all this shit. And he said, okay, we acquiesce. But it doesn't matter. They're the same ones.
Yeah.
Them white folks are interchangeable. John McCain, John Kerry, same people. They would love to see this man fail, but there's so many people who would love to see him fail just because they can't live with the thought that a black man has the most powerful job in the world. It's the leader of the world, the free world. And it's killing him. It's killing him. But, what's painful for me is to see the brothers, supposedly brothers, like Tavis and Cornell, who are supposed to be intellectuals and who are supposed to be spokesmen for black people. Well, them people are not speaking for me. I just want to be clear that they ain't my spokesman. Yeah, they're not my spokespeople. And I would love to know where they were with their poverty bus when right before Mr. Obama got in. We had the same poverty. So where's the bus?
See, you're making me have conversations that are not my typical light, fluffy, and airy conversations.
This is light, fluffy, and airy.
No, it's not light, fluffy, and airy, because then I have to actually let people know how clearly, intellectually, and politically subversive my mind actually thinks at times. Mm-hmm. But when you think about what happened before President Obama came into office, from a visceral standpoint, I was happy. You know why? Because on Time magazine, I didn't have to see another representation of black men that truly did not represent my community. So I was very proud to look at that man. And then, at the same token, I was very disgusted because they acted like he cornered the market and patented the black families, like there aren't any. But before that point, we had, 300 and something years of slavery, 40 something years of legal participation in society, and then silence. And so that left the void left the opportunity for poverty pimps to come in, bought by the system. I mean, this is just my little humble avis.
Say it.
But that's what the void was. So when I had the opportunity to talk to our self-proclaimed, self-appointed leaders, I asked them many times, what are you going to do about our branding? What are we going to do about the rebranding of Black America? Because the representation that's out there, I don't appreciate that every time the news cameras roll in, the guy has no teeth, no shoes, and cannot put a sentence together. And the average, reading population in America is 6th grade. This guy must be kindergarten. I don't appreciate that. Does not represent me.
No, but that's what the media is going to. That's the guy that white media is going to interview every time.
Yeah.
He don't even see the brother who's standing there in the suit. He don't even see the brother who can speak clearly. The media don't see that. That's why Mr. Obama's family is so important, because America is forced, the world is forced to see a black family every day. Generally, when you see black people on television, they going to jail, or they rapping, or they're in sports. And that's the only thing that our media in America wants us to see. Those are the only aspects. They don't want you to see that we have families that are intelligent, that are
and
doctors and lawyers,
such as this facility, which is a black-owned
everything
business.
else. Yeah. I have a show every Monday at Mavericks Flats. You know Mavericks Flats?
I love Mavericks Flats.
Yeah, right next to the liquor bank.
That's Curtis and them.
Yeah, Curtis and them.
That's Curtis and them.
Yeah, Curtis and them. That's Curtis and them. And we do a show there, and in that show we're constantly illustrating people in the community who are doing great things. We have a brother who comes each week who he distributes coffee, and all the coffee beans are brought in from Africa, and he distributes them. He just got a deal with Safeway, but he's already in 2,000 stores. He's 31 years old, and we had a brother who come in and make cheesecakes. He makes cheesecakes with Grand Marnier and all these different flavors. I'm trying to illustrate that black people have so many things that we do excellently, and white folks all day long kill themselves to get what we come by naturally. They shoot stuff in their lip, they dick, their ass. They want our hair, they want our walk, our step. I used to say everybody want to be black except black people. And so when I see Mr. Obama in office, I see more and more black people being proud that they're black and speaking clearly of their blackness. And I'm glad they have to see him every day. And I'm glad that the man they have to see is beautiful. He's beautiful. Women love him. My woman laying in bed the other night, butt naked, watching Mr. Obama. And I said, what are you talking about? She said, I don't know. I turned the sound down. We love this man. We love Michelle. She is real.
Oh, she's hot.
Sexy.
I love Michelle Obama.
Smart.
And as a woman, to see that representation on the screen, doing her thing, knowing she has the job, the education, accolades, herself, supporting the most powerful men in the free world.
I love that.
Having those beautiful girls, and has some great projects. Her Obesity America program project is great. The way she's rewriting curriculum for the kids in America, the way she's teaching.
Just real.
I mean,
she goes on Ellen and does push-ups.
Yes.
She goes to England and hugs the queen. You ain't supposed to touch the queen.
You're not supposed to touch her. She said, "Oh, get over yourself.
Wait.
Give me some sugar."
Did you see her shut down the heckler?
No.
The heckler started trying to shout out when she was doing the speech, and she said, "Look, either you gonna talk, I'm gonna talk." There's a microphone. And step back. Flavorful. You know, I've done a documentary
It's great to have swag
on this president.
It's great to have swag in the White House.
It is.
I love it.
Do you know this?
I didn't know that you were doing
You did not know that?
I did not know
Oh,
that.
my goodness. Yeah, I have a documentary on Mr. Obama. It's called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the White House. I knocked on the door and a brother answered. And there's 40 top comedians who are all lifting Mr. Obama up in a positive light. I'm talking about
That's
Tommy
awesome.
Davidson, Cedric the Entertainer, the legendary Dick Gregory, white, black, young,
I love my
old,
Dick Gregory. I'm
gay,
sorry.
straight, Asian, Hispanic, transgendered, all holding him up in a positive light.
Dick Gregory,
You know?
I sat with him a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago now, and he said there was some documentation about what's really happening under the hood in this country.
Oh, he knows
And
some
what
stuff.
I love about him is that he's not just talking crap. He said, "Here's the docket.
He always do that.
Here's the docket."
He'll always show you
That
where
little-
it is. He'll tell you where
what
to
is
go.
that? With that little Hallmark folder that he has in his briefcase. You know,
Oh, I
it's
haven't
like a school
seen it.
folder. It's so sweet. He has all these legal documents.
Oh, no, he's certainly got the proof. When he
And he'll
tells
say,
you
"Here,
about
look at
one of
this
his
document. This is what
conspiracy
happened."
theories, he tell you exactly where to go to. Yep.
And I sit there and I listen to him, and I love it, because he's not just saying, "Tina, we're moving forward," but don't forget what's really happening here, and don't forget your responsibility when you take that mic and who you're actually representing. And I love that. I love that about him. So I'm glad you guys are doing this movie. You're in production. What's happening?
It's done. It's a documentary.
done.
It's already released. We'll be also, folks can be able to purchase it almost everywhere on the internet, as well as we're about to get it into all the schools. And, I did a children's book as well that goes with it, that shows all the stuff that Mr. Obama you know,
Yes, the
has
children's
gone
book,
through.
yeah.
Even kids can flip through and see how they loved him. Let me show it to you. Where's the book at? Right there. Let me show you. And then you flip the pages open, and you can see how everybody loved him at first, you know, and then
First, they loved him.
yeah, the kids and everybody loved him. And then once he got in office, one of my favorite pictures is right in the middle. That's when the Mrs. and I just hugged. We were so happy about him, you know. Then let me just show you something. Then
That's you and the Mrs.
That's the ex-Mrs. But when he got,
Once removed.
yeah, but
Once removed.
when he first got in office, she was a Mrs. And all the kids loved him. You know, everybody.
So you
just
did an
adored him
Obama upgrade right after he got in office?
immediately. And then here you see how they tore the White House in half, trying to keep this brother from succeeding. But then you also see Mr. Obama on both sides, pushing it right back together. And down the corner you see the collard greens that Michelle grew at the garden. But anyway, it's a beautiful book that even children
Wait a
can know
second. I want to see
about.
the collard greens.
About their, even children know about their history. Oh, that's the even deeper. All the stuff he had to go through, the mountain he had to climb, but it's right here. See, she grew the collard greens, the White House lawn,
You see
and
that? Can you catch that? Right?
the whole thing.
The
So
collard greens.
my thing is, I will be beating the drum for him long after he's in office. So, you know, a lot of people, we're all in love with him when he first got in office because he know he's great. But the media has done a very good job of making people believe that Mr. Obama is nothing, that he's not succeeding.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you, if Bush had killed Osama bin Laden, if he had saved General Motors,
Mm-hmm.
if he had created a health care bill that our parents can afford,
Look,
and if he had ended the illegal war in Iraq, let me finish, that he started to protect himself in the first place, his face would be on Mount Rushmore.
And on a dollar bill.
But Mr. Obama could do that and more, and they say it's not enough. He could end cancer, and they say that nigga started in the first place. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay because you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, we are having the same conversations. I think it's in stereo in two different places.
Yeah.
And I think what the funniest thing I ever heard, and I want to hear your rendition of it, when it came to a pundit commentary about Mr. Obama was actually Cat Williams, when he said, "I don't care what you say." He killed the terrorists, right? He said, I'm going to get you. He went and got him. He said, what are y'all upset about the credit? The credit was screwed up in this country anyway. And we can't help you with credit. We just can't. But he had me laughing so hard because he went down the list. Then I didn't hear anything else from Cat Williams again. You know, it's like
I haven't heard Cat's take on it, so
It's
I'm
called
not
the
really sure,
Katapolis. That was the
but he's a
Katapolis.
funny guy, so I'm sure he came up with something
he
brilliant.
speaks a lot of truth without editing and without compromising about President Obama. But I love our president, and I loved him even as a senator. I am a faculty and national speaker for the National Urban League, so I've been blessed to see him as a senator. Then I was blessed to see the cover of the book. Then I was blessed to see him on the panel. Then I was blessed to see him throw his hat in the ring. I was blessed to see him address us, the diaspora, internationally.
I'm blessed to see him anytime.
And then
anywhere.
now I'll be blessed no matter what because he shifted the game for all of us. But talk to me about being raised in Chicago, making the transition into entertainment. I mean, what was that like? Were you raised in the suburbs of Chicago? Were you raised?
I grew up in the projects, Robert Teller Home, 4352 South State, Apartment 909. And I, was always funny and stuff in the class cut up and stuff. But it wasn't until 86 that I saw Eddie Murphy and how great he was. And that is what encouraged me to get into comedy because in 86 he was the hottest thing in entertainment, period.
Yeah.
Black, white, or otherwise. He
movies,
number one
products.
movie, number one television show that he was the star of, number one concert and number one concert film. And he was young, he's black, he's making money and getting respect all over the world. And I was like, oh man, I'm funny. I didn't know people give you, you can make a living like that doing it. So I started studying Red Fox albums until I got my jokes together and realized, decided this what I was going to do.
That was
Be a
1986?
86 is when I started, yeah.
Wow.
Well, actually 85.
So what
85,
happened
because I got
after that?
here in 86. Well, in 85, I got my jokes down and I went to a nightclub, and they didn't have comedy. And I asked them to let me go up and do comedy for 15 minutes. And if they loved me, to pay me. And if they didn't love me, they didn't give me anything.
I love what you just said. I love the fact that you didn't wait for someone to give you venue. You created it.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if I failed, they would laugh. People would laugh, and they still be okay. They still would succeed at what they want to do, which is to sell booze.
Yeah,
you know,
and if they're already selling the booze, then they would laugh anyhow, right?
Well, yeah. If they selling the booze and I'm funny, they'll keep laughing. They'll stay. Mm-hmm. If I'm selling the booze, if they selling the booze and people laugh and they look at me and I'm failing, they still gonna laugh because they're gonna stay and watch me fail. People get more out of watching you bomb than they do you telling them. But either way, they stay. That's the point, you know, because they had a comedian up before me that was terrible. And the whole time people was getting up and leaving. And I'm like, the point of having a club is to have people sit down and drink.
That's right.
You know, so let me go up halfway through. If you love me, I didn't say like me, if you love me, give me $15. And when I did the first time, the guy gave me $30. I only did 3 jokes. And he gave me $30 and he took me to breakfast. I had never heard of eggs looking at you. You know, sunny side up. Give me 2 eggs looking at you.
Oh, gosh.
And a biscuit and some bacon. And I get that and $30. And all I did was told 3 jokes.
So you got $10.
And I never looked back.
$10 a joke.
Yeah, and I never looked back. After that, I would do that 10 times a week.
Oh, wow.
So I was making $300 a week. Just doing jokes, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, you know, and building my name in Chicago. And then I started doing street performance and became one of the kings of street performance in Chicago. And then winter came. And didn't nobody want to hear no jokes on State Street in December. So we packed everything. I packed everything that would fit in my 1967 Buick LeSabre. And everything that didn't fit, I sold. And I took the money and I drove straight out here to California. And I found Venice Beach and ended up doing Venice Beach for 9 years.
Wow.
You know, every Saturday and Sunday, noon until 5. I do 5 one-hour shows. That was from 86 to 95. Yeah, I did 6 figures a year. And it was weekends only, man. You know, and it was great. And during that time, I got to meet all kind of directors. And Robert Townsend put me in his first film when I was out there the first year, which was Hollywood Shuffle. And
I love the Hollywood Shuffle.
Oh, it was a great film. I did Hot Shots Part 2 with Charlie Sheen, and did 25 weeks on that film, bought the first house. That was all because I was on Venice Beach, you know. So I started doing clubs. Bud Friedman of the Improv brought me in to become a regular at the Improv. He just said, Michael, you family here from now on. So subsequently things rolled out from there. Def Jam came. Bernie Mac hooked me up on Def Jam. I hadn't even heard of it. I was still on Venice. Bernie Mac was brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
And a great human. An amazing man.
He seemed like it. He seemed like he had such a resonance. You know?
Yeah, he wasn't going out after the shows. After the show, he wasn't going to the club. He wasn't going to strip joint. He was going back to his room, man. He was going to his room, call his wife. He was going to have him some red beans and rice. He was a solid brother. He was a sharp man and imparted wisdom and cared about people, you know? Yeah, Bernie Mac was the truth. Yeah, he was really something.
We miss his voice. We miss his voice so much. Even though I can listen to him over and over again, it's just not the same. It's just not the same.
So you know, when we got here, I also started Comedy Act Theater with them. The first show with Robin Harris and Michael Williams at Comedy Act Theater. I was there for the first 2 shows, and I stayed back and forth for about a year. But then I sort of dropped out of that, and because I was doing so good on Venice Beach, you know. But that was a big mistake because the Comedy Act Theater turned out so many stars.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I still got there because there's many paths to the one.
That's right.
You know, so I stayed on that. But that's how I sort of got in and started doing work and had, you know, great agents and, you know, and then you fall off because I also am an addict. So, you know, I did crack for 9.5 years. You know, one day I had this rock and I said, I wonder what happened if I drop it on this hot piece of glass. Well, 9 years later, I was trying to
oh my gosh,
recover.
You say it so nonchalantly. I mean, you don't wake up one day and say, I want to be an addict and waste 9.5 years. What was going on?
I was having fun is what was going on. I hear people's tragic stories all the time. Oh my God, I was just miserable. I wasn't miserable. I was partying like a month. I was having a good time. But it was costly, you know, in money. It was costly in things. It was costly in the feelings of my then wife. You know, I know it broke her heart a lot. I'd be coming home early in the morning, eyes rolling around my head, sweating like R. Kelly in the playground. And I know it was, you know, it was disturbing to her, and I was glad about that because that disturbed her so much that it gave me the impetus to start changing that pattern. You know, people who came up after me, who used to look up to me, have now soared past me because I was busy out there doing that drug dance instead of on my job. And so now those same folks, I can't talk to them unless their assistant let me talk to the assistant, and that might get their assistant to call me back. The very same people who even patterned themselves after me don't even won't talk to me because I'm not on same level anymore.
Wow.
But that's okay because
Welcome to Hollywood.
yeah. But you know what's so cool is that in time, you get to realize that you're all right being just you.
By your daggone.
And where you gonna start?
In your skin.
You're supposed to start right where you are.
Right in your
Start
skin.
right where you are and keep going. Since I got out of all that, I don't do none of that. You know, I'm totally sober in every way. I won't drink nothing, shoot nothing, smoke nothing, toot nothing. I don't do none of that. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy about my sobriety. I love my sobriety almost as much as I love my woman. Oh, I got a picture of my woman. Y'all got, where your camera at? Let's show my baby. Close up. That's my sweetie right there. That's a new cover of a magazine we're on called Slam. But she's awesome. But her spirit and her heart is even more beautiful than her shell. She's amazing. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. I've achieved a level of joy that I did not realize was attainable. And so now I can do everything. I can walk on water.
I can feel your joy and your peace. It just resonates through the room.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
And a
We're going
total
to take a quick
absence of
break.
fear.
We're going to be right back here with Michael
We'll be
Collier.
back. I'll be here.
Do you know how a lost heart feels? The thought of reminiscing and how lips that taste of tears and how lips that taste for kissing.
Okay, we're back with Michael Collier. I mean, we've had some wonderful discussions, and I have to remind myself to ask you questions because I'm used to watching you on RMC, and I don't have to ask you anything. You just keep going and giving me content. So I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm facilitating this interview. I need to be
But I do
involved.
try to stop and start. I do try to leave a break for you to come in and ask a question. I just try to finish the thought. Then I stop, pause for a moment.
It's not
then-
that. You're just a fascinating orator.
You're very nice. Thank you.
You're
Yay.
fascinating. You've been through so many different things victoriously. And as you said during the break, you are a success story. And I love hearing that.
And I think that's important for
Yes.
me because I'm doing comedy still everywhere on major stages around the world. And in fact, I'm out here somewhere, San Manuel Casino
Really?
on the 10th of October. Me and John Witherspoon and DC
you didn't tell
Curry.
me.
We
I'm
done
there.
that. Yeah, it's
all three of you on the same
it's gonna
stage
be
at this.
bananas. Yeah, you know. And I
I'm
do my
there.
room. Let me plug my room. Maverick Flats.
On Monday.
Monday night. That's 8 o'clock until 11, and that's 4225 South Crenshaw and Stockton next to the Liquor Bank. And I'm sure you've all made withdrawals from that bank. So
You said the liquor bank.
yeah. So
That's what Curtis and them.
well, Curtis and them.
That's right, at Mavericks. Flat.
Yeah, and it's good because so many people don't think they can get off this drug. And so watching me, I can be a living example. They can go back and say, look at Michael Collier.
Yeah, because during the break
You know.
I asked you, did you go to a program? How did you do it? And you said, me and God worked it out.
Just me and God. And it's really weird the way I did it, too, is I asked God to make me sick. You know, whenever I would think of it, to make
Oh,
me
wow.
sick. And if I ever thought that I wanted to get high, if I thought about the drug, if I thought about the people that I would go and purchase from, I would get sick. It would start out with that cocaine gas. Well, all of a sudden you're Putin because you just know you're going to be near it. And then I would get just violently ill. My stomach and everything, my head, everything would bang to keep me away from it. That worked, you know, for a while. And then I started facing God more. You know, the thing is, the more I face God, the more everything in my life becomes beautiful and kind and sweet and abundant, tasty, delicious. You know,
This conversation is tasty and delicious.
because God is so cool, though. You know, and because He's so forgiving and so loving and so nurturing,
Yes.
and He don't have to be. You
I
know,
mean, he's not just waiting to lower the hammer on you and
yeah, I don't even know that God.
No,
I don't.
I don't know that.
I don't know the God that's keeping record. You know, of what things I've done wrong, what things
finding
I'm
a
doing
reason to
right.
send you
and-
to the fire.
My God already know everything I'm going to do a million years before I do it. My God he's sharp like that. My God, I can't surprise him, you know, trick him. You know, I didn't know you were
And
going
I
to do
say to
that.
my kids every time they go, oh, I can't believe this happened. I'm like, oh, I guess God is sitting there going, I don't have an answer for you. In all 66 books of this Bible, there is nothing in there for you. I've never seen it before. You have cornered the market on this issue.
Wow.
You cannot corner the market on the issue of God. And he's sitting there going, I know.
Mm-hmm.
How would you like me to participate? And he's waiting for you to say, God, I invite you into the situation. And when you do, it's wonderful. And I had to learn that myself because I'm a little stubborn, sometimes hard-headed, you know.
I think what's fly about God is he will let you accept him whatever way you perceive him. And that's what's so deep. That's what I like about being an addict. I love my meetings. But in AA, and it's supposed to be
So you're
anonymous,
addicted
but
to-
I am not at all
You're
anonymous.
addicted to your AA meetings. That's
I am
a good
addicted
addiction.
to AA because one thing that they insist on is that you respond to a God, and that you respond to a God of your choosing. They don't say that you respond to Christ or Jesus or Allah or Buddha or Yahweh or Yahoo. They say the God of your choosing. My minister, I have several, but my minister at my main church is Agape with Michael Beckwith, and he tells a fabulous joke about these 3 guys die and they go to heaven. And St. Peter say, shh, shh, shh. Those the Christians over there. He said, shh, shh, them the Muslims over there. Shh, shh, them the Hindus over there. And he said, well, why you keep whispering? He said, because they all think they're the only ones here. And I just think that is so brilliant and so poignant and so on point. My God is a loving God, and I don't care what you call him. I don't care what his name is, but he's about forgiveness, and he's about tolerance, and he's about abundance, and all my
I think
needs
people are going to
met.
be really shocked when they sit there and enter into heaven or the pearly gates and realize that God is not American.
Not American.
He's just not American. He's not. So.
I think they're going to be surprised to find out that they're there alone, that they're still, that in the deep depth of all those things you look at, you'll be looking at the mirror of yourself. Because I think that God resides in the center of your heart. That's the closer you get to your heart, the closer you get to God.
That's right.
And when you're kinder and kinder and gentler to you, then you'll be kinder and gentler to the world and to all things around the world. Like my woman won't let me kill bugs. If we find a bug in the house, I gotta get that bug up and put it outside
and release it. Of course.
I'm killing that bug. She better not be looking. I'm killing
Release
that
the
bug.
bug. Release him.
She trying to get me to be a vegetarian. I think we need to eat these animals. We gotta eat these animals. There ain't no 2 ways about these animals. I dreamed the other day these deer was sitting around eating a human. They was like, give me that ankle. We gotta eat these animals.
Yeah.
They say everybody has
Just
a
a
purpose.
visual on that.
Everything has a purpose, but not chickens. Chickens got one purpose, eating. You can't do nothing else with chicken. Can't bring the paper in. The chicken, it can't guard your house. You can't even wear a chicken coat. You can't do nothing with the damn chicken. But eat a chicken, they tasty. So many ways to prepare them.
gosh.
They're delicious. But I can't eat animals with faces on them. I can't eat food with a face. If I'm looking at it and it's looking at me, we're done.
It's a wrap.
Check, please. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
me
have
too.
that.
It's
you
got to
know?
be meat.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't want to identify it. I don't want to remember that you have a mommy or a daddy. It just needs to be meat.
I am going to pull back though on the red meat. I am slowly trying to do chicken, just bird, just do fowl, and seafood because I don't want to go cold turkey. But I would go straight vegetarian if I knew someone who could teach me how to cook delicious dishes that don't taste like thick or pasty or any of these other things. My woman got quinoa and all these different things.
Quinoa.
Yeah, I ain't trying to do none of that. I ain't trying to do that. She wants to take me to the most expensive place in the world. What is that on Slauson and Whole Food? Is it called? Not Whole Food. Simply Wholesome. Simply too damn expensive. That's what they should be called. It is so expensive. It's like, hell no, I'm just going to go ahead and die. I'm not going to. If healthy costs this much, I ain't going to do it. Nice folks. Very expensive over there. Very expensive.
So why would you want to shift your diet that way?
I really would like to be kinder to the planet, I don't really want a cow to scream out in terror so I can have a burger, And if I could have food that has all the textures that I need, the proteins and the things it gives me to be healthy, then I would rather not eat animals. I don't want to do that,
See, she's winning. She's winning.
She
Bravo.
is winning.
You're
She
winning,
is
lovely.
winning.
You're winning.
She's so amazing, though. Oh
but
my
I can
God.
see it all over your face.
Oh
You're
my
in love.
God.
You have that. I'm in love.
I'm lit up,
I'm totally in love.
And the thing is, I'm still dealing with the divorce from the last relationship. And it's so funny as I was leaving, because me and my last wife, we made 27 years. That was a good run. And as I was leaving her, and I knew I was leaving her, I'd been gone for years anyway, spiritually and mentally, and my heart wasn't there. I was just walking through it, you know. And I got to a point where I just didn't want to walk through it no more. I don't want to just be there. I want to be happy. You know, I think happiness is our birthright, and if you don't get it, that's your fault. If you don't get it, shame on you. It's not my spouse's fault.
It's your responsibility to generate your own happiness.
Erica Jong said in 1975, you're responsible for your own orgasm. And that is a universal thought. You are responsible for getting you off. You are responsible for your happiness. If you don't get it, shame on you. So,
you know, I could stop here and do another show, a whole hour.
Let's go.
But there's so many different things that you say that on the surface it seems very light. It seems like light duty, but I hear every word. So I'm like, that's loaded, and that's loaded, and that's loaded. Should I go there with him or not? But you're responsible for your own happiness. That is a drum that I like to beat on a regular basis, not just because of what I do, it's just the way I live. Right? Oh, how can you be happy in a situation? I can be happy every day in any situation because I happen to my life. And that's our responsibility. And most people want to hold you hostage for their happiness.
I think happiness is our birthright, but I don't know if it's necessarily a responsibility. I don't think you have to be happy. I think it's a choice. But I think that if you choose it, it gets to be yours. And for me, I'm going to choose joy every time because I like the result of that.
Well, who chooses misery and patheticness?
Oh, you'll be
bitterness,
shocked how many
hatred.
people. Oh my God, you'll be shocked how many people need drama to breathe. They need some
drama
ugly
addicts. I know some drama addicts. Yes,
just to be happy.
Yes.
They're not happy
I know
unless they.
them folk.
Yeah.
You know, I used to say I don't like working with women, and that's not true. I love working with women. I don't like working with chickens.
I love women.
And here's the difference: chickens cluck. You can cut their head off. They keep running. They eat poop. And they're waiting for someone to crow. That's a chicken. I don't like working with chickens.
No, okay.
I like working with divas because they have one note, you know, that high note in the universe that is completely divine and resonates through their body and lights up the whole room when they speak. So I do love women. I just don't like working with chickens.
My thing is OQP, only quality people.
Yeah.
And for me, quality people are people who are about positivity. About positivity, they realize that this world and everything in it is a blessing. Every breath, every moment is a blessing. I don't start my day without praying. Well, I brush my teeth first because I don't like to talk to God with a dirty mouth.
You don't talk to God. That's
not
right.
with a dirty mouth. But after that,
but
I like to start with a prayer, and my prayer is always about gratitude. It's not about asking. It's not about, oh, please God, give me this, please God, give me that, because God gives me so much already that if we really thought about how much God does for us, we wouldn't have time to do anything but say thank you. Yeah. All day long, we'd be like, thank you, 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 thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
And I feel like we woke up. We won.
Yes.
That's it. We won right there because we woke up. You know how many people didn't get up this morning?
That's right.
Who was here yesterday? Who had plans for this afternoon? Didn't make it. Didn't make it.
Okay, so Monday the 23rd, would you like to join us in open meditation? Can you?
I don't want to commit. I don't want to commit. I want to talk to you about it first. I want to look at what my calendar is because, every Monday I do 3 things. I do my radio show, I do my nightclub show, and then I shoot some film or television thing during the day if I'm lucky.
Well, we'll keep in touch and we'll track.
Oh, new movie, y'all. I got a new movie coming November 8th. Just shot it this Monday with Vivica Fox.
Oh, wow. Sexy, lovely
Hawthorne.
Vivica.
Vivica's fabulous.
She's just the hotness.
She's so gorgeous.
I love me some
and can
Vivica.
act. Hawthorne James, who is a genius. Big Red from 5 Heartbeats. Genius. And Miguel Nunez. And it's called A Christmas Wedding. We just shot it this Monday. It comes out at all the Walmarts on November 8th.
Oh, my
so
gosh.
You want
we got to
that,
plug the movie. We got to plug it.
But if I, there's a Michael Collier app. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a Michael Collier app. You want this app.
Okay, why would I need a Michael Collier app?
So you can find out all the many things I'm doing because I'm doing so much stuff. On my app, it's simple and it's free. And nothing beats free, not even cheap.
I love free.
Yeah, free food tastes better than regular food. Right I don't know if it's the ingredients or preparation. You just go.
Is it live? It's live now?
Oh, yeah, it's live right now. You just go to your app store and you put in The Real Michael Collier, Colyar, The Real Michael Collier. And we give away free stuff. You might get a 2-piece from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. And it'll tell you all the different things I'm doing. I don't even have all the stuff loaded up yet. We're about to load up so much more stuff because, like I said, I'm on 10 projects. And then the movie we just did Monday, the director, Tyler, just called me yesterday to offer me a brand new film with a bigger part and a bigger role, and it will go to the big screens. And it's called Beverly Hood. So I'm going to start doing that. I shoot that the last week. You got it already?
The mirror, Michael Collier.
Oh, wait till you pull it up.
My
wait till
phone
you
is
pull it
about
up.
to get blinged.
It's
installed.
the bomb. It's the bomb. And so you want to get the Michael Collier app because the app, the reason, and that you should have your app if you don't have your own app.
I have an app.
Yeah, you got to have your
I
own
got
app.
Tina Speaks.
There you go. So you wrote everything through the app. So the books, if they want to get the books, if they want to get the documentary,
You have it all there.
they go through the
Well,
app.
see, what's wonderful about apps,
One-stop shopping.
And not to get too geeky with it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I got the Michael Collier app. That's the Michael
That's beautiful.
Collier app.
That's a beautiful
on
thing
my
right
phone.
there.
And look at that picture.
If you had the volume up right now,
Look
I'd be
at that
playing
sexy
some
man.
Isley Brothers
Look at
on
that
there.
sexy man,
Look
Michael
out now.
Collier.
There it is. Get one of
Right.
your own.
Look, get
You can
your
hold
own.
me
Get
up with
your
one
own.
hand,
I
ladies.
got mine. Get your own.
Hey.
I just blinked my phone with Michael Collier. That's a special experience.
Thank you. You blessed me by doing that.
Thank you. Thank you. I had to. I had to. See, what people don't know about apps, and I'm going to say this just as a freebie for those people who are watching, because they know I started out in branding and management.
Okay.
Right? With websites, you have to wait for people to come there. With an app, they live with you.
Yeah.
They live with you.
With the app you have, you know what I have on my app is what I have called a push notification. So every time I do something,
I love push
hit the
market.
push notification. Everybody's got my
And it
app gonna
goes out
find
on
out what I'm
blast.
doing next.
It's the sexiest thing. You have
It's
to have
great.
it. And then it gives me the opportunity, instead of me having to go all over the place and deal with a whole bunch of people, I have a private social community that's just Michael Collier.
Yeah.
Right? I have everything Michael in one place. So it's very important for branded.
Say that
branded-
again. I have everything Michael in one place. That's fabulous.
That's what,
It's
exactly.
fabulous. My
It's brilliant.
what's name is on there. My Twitter's right there. My Facebook is right there. My website, which is The Real Michael Collier, is right there on the app.
Go get
You
it.
ain't
I
gotta
just
look
did.
all
See
over
how
the place.
fast that was? That's why I did it. I wanted to do it on air because people go, "How do I do that?" That was less than what? 60 seconds, less than.
And nothing.
I have
and
it
you
on
got
my phone.
And
my
then
phone,
whenever I go to a club when I'm performing, I say everybody take your phone out right now.
my phone is blinked.
And
it's blinked.
right now, take your phone out and download me. By
That's
the time I walk off the stage, that whole crowd has me downloaded in their phone.
That's right.
You know?
And they're now taking you home.
And wait, I have a loyalty tab. So if you come to my club on Monday with the app, I put the code in and a light lights up on your loyalty tab. 5 lights, you get some free stuff.
Oh, see, I love
nothing
free
beats
stuff.
free. Right now,
We
the price
love
of
free
gas.
stuff.
Woo! Gas so expensive.
You got
The
free
other
gas?
day, I had to spend $10 on pump number 2 just to drive over to pump number 4. No, we ain't giving them no free gas. We ain't giving them no free gas. We ain't get it like that.
Oh man, too bad, too bad. Well, thank you. I want you to come on. We have a whole bunch of conversations that we can have.
But
And
I want you to call me because I want to hear about Monday.
Yes.
You know, off air, tell me in detail about it because
I'm
I'm
gonna just keep
interested
you
in it.
in the loop, and whatever you want to participate in, you let me know.
This is about meditation. I know my
Give me a
queen
call.
wants to do it because
Oh.
we're like that at Agape.
You know
we
what?
like that.
Meditation saved my life. I know it saved my life. I lost my mom, who was my best friend, in 2010. And I thought, being a life coach and a personal developer, I could just sort of reboot and start and keep moving, and I just crashed. I really just crashed. I hit a wall. I couldn't move forward, and it was meditating every single day that sort of
meditation
expanded
did
my
that.
spirit, my mind, my
It opened
clarity,
you
my
up.
vision. So
Meditation
I'm an
is great.
advocate.
It's
I'm an
great.
advocate.
Well, let me say this about Mama Ray saying that because we don't understand Mama's great. Mama is, for most of us, our first hero, and for most of us, the first
Our first
God,
love.
the first God any of us ever knew is Mama. And so I say to people out there, if you have your mother alive and well today, you are living an amazing blessing. You may not realize. So call your mama. Call your mama today.
Call your mama.
And tell your mama I love you.
That's
you
right.
your mama will never get tired of hearing you calling just to say I love you. You ain't got to hang out with her, talk to her. She probably watching the soaps, and she don't be bothered by you. But she will stop to hear you say I love you, mama,
right.
and it'll mean a lot because she
That's
put
right.
so much into you. My mom transcended 4 years ago. I never shed a tear because my mom and I were so tight in her last 3 years. As she had beat breast cancer, she's fighting liver cancer, doing dialysis 3 days a week. So the last 3 years of her life, every 3 weeks I'd fly from here to Chicago and cook collard greens for my mama, and I would go take care of my
You
mama.
gave your flowers while she could still smell them.
Yes, and send her to the casino. She didn't care if she won. She wanted to pull the slots and go to the buffet.
That's it.
And take her to Red Lobster. My mama loves some Red Lobster. So those things endeared her so closely that my mom has never left me. She may have transcended, but her spirit is right here.
That's
you
right.
know, and so I am honored to be here today. I
Yes.
thank you for sharing this time with me.
You know what, Michael? I just learned so many different facets about you. that I have to watch the interview over again and
No.
dig into other questions I want to ask. I'm serious.
Wow.
This is what I've learned in this hour, that you are generous. Your spirit is generous, very generous, very loving, very caring. You're very real. You're like stripped down to the hubcap, buck naked fine, right? So that makes you such an incredible gift to the universe, and I just love having this time with you today to celebrate you.
Well, thank you. I'm honored. You call me back. I'll come back. This was fun. Since you let me do all the talking, this was fun.
Of course. I want them to learn more about you. I've learned about you even more so watching your show on RMC.
Thank you.
They won't see that in the movie. They won't see that just in stand-up maybe, but they will see that as you do your show here on RMC on air.
Yeah.
They'll be able to see more about you and the things that you like, the things that make your mind go and what makes you tick. It's really a beautiful experience. I enjoy your show here, so thank you for being with us today.
God is good, and you are fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yay.
you. Well, this is a wrap up on Tina Speaks. Thank you for being with us. This is the fabulous Michael Collier. And in case you want to know what I do with my phone, in 30 seconds, I blinked my phone with Michael Collier. It took less than 30 seconds. No excuses. You go to the store, The Real Michael Collier, and you take everything Michael with you.
God bless you.
I love it. I love
Yay.
it. Thank you. Come back and visit us again. We'll be back again on a Tina Speaks show. Blessings.